Oh, sure, sure. Okay, it is now 4:30 PM and I would like to call the Personal and Finance Committee meeting to order. Clerk Torado, I believe that you have some comments that you would like to make before we begin this evening's meeting.
Good afternoon, members of the public. For audio quality, we will be muting everyone not speaking by default to maintain good audio quality for council members and yourselves. If you would like to speak during the meeting, during the public portion, please submit your request in the chat. Directions to do so will be listed. We ask that you provide your full name and address, as those are required for all speakers at in-person council meetings.
Thank you. Would you mind calling the roll for the committee, please?
Committee Member Thomas Morgan,
Present.
Committee Member Dr. Davis, Committee Vice Chair White,
Present.
Committee Chair Niskoski,
Present.
all present.
Thank you for that. We do have a quorum for the meeting. This is our last Personal and Finance meeting in this building today. And we just got the budget through, which was many, many meetings. But I just wanted to recognize that for its significance. Today, we are here to hear Bill 25-42, I'm sorry, 68-25. And I would like to entertain a motion to accept the substitute bill.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Clerk Torado, could you call the roll, please?
Committee Member Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
Committee Member Dr. Davis, Vice Chair, Committee Vice Chair White,
Aye.
Committee Chair Niskoski,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you. And in front of us, we have our city controller, Mr. Kyle Willis, here to present the bill.
Yes, Kyle Willis, City Controller, offices on 215 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, South Bend City Hall Building, offices on the second floor. Bill number 68-25 authorizes wages and salaries for the fiscal year 2026 for members of the South Bend Police Department. Just some key highlights here. This bill authorizes 4% increase for all members of the South Bend Police Department. And there were increases across all the categories for longevity pay for all the police members, and includes a $3,500 residency bonus for all members of the police department that live within the city limits. Also, with this agreement, this is a one-year agreement for the police department, similar to the fire department's agreement.
The fire department or?
No, I'm saying this agreement with the police department is for 1 year, similar to
yes.
the fire department's agreement as well. Is that?
I have a question.
Sure,
here,
Councilmember White, go ahead.
I just want to confirm, so the percentage is 4%
Correct.
and the fire, okay,
Same as fire.
same as fire.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. That's good. And the 1 year for both.
correct.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, and myself, Councilmember Thomas Morgan and Kenneth Lee, we were all on the negotiating team, and that was in good faith bargaining, which we are there to ensure that process. So I will bring it back to, and thank you so much for presenting that to us. I'll bring it back to the committee members. Is there any questions from the committee members? I see none. Any from our council members that are in attendance? Councilmember Bolden Simpson?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because we're in two different spots, I don't have the packet. I just remember the last time when this was tabled, the salaries of the chief and the assistant chief were not listed. Do we have those now?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what's contained in the substitute bill.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And to Councilmember Bolden Simpson's point, that was brought up last time, and that there would be a forthcoming substitute bill that would then list that. But those were all negotiated by the FOP, and council members, and our attorney was in attendance, as well as Miss Jenna Thoreau in the back there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for the public hearing portion of the meeting. Is there anyone wish to speak in favor of substitute bill 68-25?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
Thank you. Is there anyone wishing to speak against?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition of the bill.
Thank you. I'm going to close the public hearing on the bill and bring it back to the committee and ask what is the pleasure of the committee regarding the bill. Yes, I'm sorry, council member would like to make a comment. I apologize, Dr. Davis.
Thanks. I just wanted to state that being a member at on the committee for the council, I just wanted to share that I really appreciated the good faith effort that was exhibited here. It was amicable negotiation and really appreciated the FOP's cognizance of the challenges before us with Senate enacted Bill 1 and the challenges coming forward in the next couple years. And so really had that top of mind as they entered into negotiations and was really grateful for that.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Is there any other comments before? Okay, Councilman, Dr. Davis, I believe you wanted to make a motion.
Second?
There's been a motion to approve and seconded. Clerk Toronto, could you call the roll?
Committee Member Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
Committee Member Dr. Davis, Committee Vice Chair White, Committee Chair Nisgowsky,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you. Substitute Bill 68-25 will go on to the Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. Our next meeting is at 4:40. That's in 4 minutes. Well, we will hear three bills from community investment. At this time, this committee is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, thumbs up. We will start the Community Investment Committee meeting. I will take roll call. Councilmember Gooden Rogers.
Present.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson.
Present.
Councilmember White.
Present.
Citizen Member Kanajeski.
Present.
And Citizen Member Gripe.
Present.
Thank you. All present and accounted for. We will start with two bills. Unless there is any objection, we'll have one presentation on Bill 2542 and Bill 2543, modifying and reconfirming tax abatements for Bio. Mr. Glavish,
Thank you, Eric Glavich.
good evening.
Good evening. Director of Growth and Opportunity offices on the 5th floor of the new City Hall. Sorry. Just share my screen real quick here.
No problem, no rush.
As Chair Warner had commented, we're presenting to you two bills for your consideration. Both bills, the bills together reconfirm personal property and real property tax abatement granted by the Common Council in 2023. This is for the Verbio North America South Bend Ethanol project, modernization project. On your screen, you can see the aerial and street view of the project site. You'll recall in 2023, Verbio North America had purchased the ethanol plant, which was essentially, had a limited lifetime in front of it. Verbio has come in, they've invested heavily, they've preserved the employment through the ownership changes. And what Verbio is doing is they will be investing and modernizing the operations to create a renewable natural gas operation using typical waste product from ethanol. Just a real quick summary for you, the council actions to date. So this was in May and June of 2023 when council first had considered the tax abatements and had adopted both the declaratory and confirming resolutions. So the project, as I mentioned, is modernizing the facility and creating this new proprietary process that will greatly reduce the amount of waste that comes out of that facility. Verbio has already begun working on the project. They've put in foundations, but unfortunately, the project has hit a snag due to kind of the bureaucracy of the federal government. The federal government has not issued the guidance that companies like Verbio need in order to get their new technology approved by the Department of Energy. This equipment is eligible for renewable tax credits, and there has to be IRS guidance followed by Department of Energy guidance, and neither has happened to date. So the soonest that Verbio expects to receive the approvals they need would be 2027. This creates an issue for us because the designation period that was established through the original abatement expires at the end of 2026. So even before they can really ramp up the project, the abatement would be considered expired if Common Council does not approve and adopt these two confirming resolutions. So the resolutions are basic reconfirming resolutions. They basically assert that the Common Council, everything that you had found in 2023 in terms of why you granted the abatement is continued. And then the only change is it would change the designation period from the end of 2026 to the end of 2030. You may ask yourself, why 4 years? That seems like a long time. But on the previous slide, you saw that the soonest that they can expect to get their approvals is 2027. So this is through no fault of their own. This is simply because of, federal inefficiencies. Really quick, just to run through kind of the slides. I don't need to dig in too much detail. This is information that was provided at the time council had adopted the resolutions in 2023. On the personal property side, we estimate that they'll have $220 million in eligible equipment. This is a huge number. I mean, these are investments that you don't typically see. Here are the tax abatement estimates related to the personal property. I mean, estimated taxes after all the equipment is installed would be upwards of $20 million. So we would look at abating about 3/4 of that through the first 5 years. But as you may recall, personal property tax abatements are only 5 years. So starting in year 6, they would be paying full taxes. On the real property side, they'd be building no less than 10 buildings and investing a minimum of $11 million to upgrade the property. Tax estimates there, I just looked up paid 2025 taxes. They pay about $150,000 annually in taxes. After completion of this project, we estimate that they'll pay about $450,000 annually in taxes. So you can see the tax abatement estimate numbers there. This was a project that council had approved in 2023. It's a tremendous investment in our community. They're saving a facility that, and really creating a new industry within South Bend. They have a facility in Iowa. I'm sure Greg will talk about it a little bit, but I will pause there. Greg Northrup is the CEO of Rebio North America, and he had made the request to extend the designation period. So I will pause and pass it over to Greg.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Eric, and it's a pleasure to be with you again. I didn't think I'd be back here.
Yeah, we need your name and address.
Yeah,
to
I'm sorry.
start. Thank you.
Greg Northrup, President and CEO of Rebio North America
Thank you,
Holding
Mr.
Corporation.
Northrup.
And I want to start with the good news. We had committed to you at the time to hire 8 new positions, professional positions. We were at 61 in terms of our employment. Our employment now stands at 80. So we've more than doubled our original commitment in terms of employment. And part of that's because our ethanol facility is running so efficiently, and because of the work that we're investing in expanding the capacity there, that's been a really good thing for us as we go through this. Unfortunately, the big, beautiful bill might be big and beautiful, but if you don't implement it, it doesn't do us in industry any good. We were notified by the Department of Energy and IRS that they would not issue guidelines until May of 2026 that would allow us to understand what we need to do to comply with what's called 45Z, and it's a provision of the big, new, beautiful bill. It was the same provision that was in the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed by the Biden administration in 2022. Unfortunately, they never issued guidance either. So we're here today still dealing with delays in our government's inability to deal with it. It's a difficult, complex issue as you look at emission reductions and what we do with our plant. And we actually use a model that was developed by the Argonne National Labs called the Greek model. But we need special guidance from the Department of Energy as to whether or not we qualify, and if so, how would we qualify? Knowing that we will, I just won't spend $200 million before I know what the name of the game is. We've spent $20 million to date on the construction of the plant. The first part of this year, I looked at where we were politically, even when they were negotiating the big, new, beautiful bill. At one point in time, 45Z, which was in the Biden bill, was being considered to be knocked out. And that's the production tax credit portion of this energy legislation. And so in good conscience, I said to our board and our shareholders, we need to suspend our construction commitment until we have a better understanding of what the federal government's going to do and how are they going to follow through on what's the intent of the Congress to make renewable energy a part of our equation. So I can go into much more detail, but we're only here because of the inaction, if you will, of the federal government. And I'm happy to talk more about it. It makes my day not happy at all. And you really don't want to hear the rest of my conversation about our government at this point, but that's where we are.
Thank you, sir. We'll start with committee members. Any questions, committee members? Seeing none, council members, any questions regarding Bill 2542 and 2543? Councilmember Nitzkowski.
Thank you, Councilmember Warner. Well, first, I would like to thank you. I know out of the 200 ethanol plants in the nation, you chose South Bend, which was, I believe, one of the oldest ethanol plants in the U.S. as well. So I want to thank you for that commitment. But I just want to make sure that we have the timeline correct, that 45Z will be supposedly a guideline in May, and then you're going to have to wait probably up to 18 months until that gets decided for you to be able to move forward with your project. Is that a correct timeline?
Yeah, there's something called a provisional emissions rate. So once we know what the guidance is, then they will issue us a provisional rate. It'll take 12 to 18 months of technical detail analysis and providing data to DEO that then will allow them to approve the provisional rate. So that would put us into late 27 or early 28. I hope it doesn't take that long.
Right.
But unfortunately, we're trying to deal with the reality of the situation. I don't want to come back to see you guys again, which is why I asked for an extension till 12/30 of 2030. I'm convinced we're going to get it done. I'm convinced we're going to build this plant, and we're looking forward to doing that. We just need to extend the window in a way that allows us to comply with the requirements.
Thank you.
And I had one more question.
Councilmember.
I believe there were 16 tanks. Of those tanks, how many of those platforms? I know you've already invested 20 million. I'm sure that was into some of those platforms for those tanks. Can you tell us how many you have
Yeah,
completed?
so we've completed 9 of the original 16 tanks. I think we're going to end up with 15 tanks. We looked at an issue on the 16th tank. It's adjacent to the rail line. And for safety considerations, we're debating whether or not we're going to put the 16th tank in, but the 15 will be in place. We're planning right now, April 1st of next year, to start construction on 3 more of the tanks. And so we've lined up that work already to build the platforms for the tanks. That's a $750,000 expenditure for every cement they're basically cement platforms is what they are. And to build every tank is $1.4 million investment. We're planning to start 3 of those next spring. And we're doing all that so we'll be ready to go. And if we get information that would allow us to accelerate that, we will do so. But that way we're not using winter construction dollars to make further investment in the plant.
Okay, and thank you so much, and thank you for your investment in this project that you brought to the city of South Bend.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, we'll open up to the public. Any members of the public wishing to speak, either in favor or against bills number 2542 and bill number 2543, either in person or online.
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
Okay, with that, we'll bring it back to committee. Any other questions?
Just a comment. I'd like to really thank you for, sometimes these big, beautiful bills, they're kind of nebulous until someone explains how they're really impacting industry and development and everything. So I appreciated that. Okay, thank you for bringing.
Yeah, you don't want to hear the rest of the story.
I don't.
Hopefully I gave you enough of a gist to understand that it's very complex, unfortunately.
And it's impacting you greatly.
Are we doing these one at a time or?
Yes, I need separate motions. So one motion. So if
I move
there's
that
no other
Bill
comments, I would.
2542 be sent to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, can you please do a roll call on that favorable motion?
Committee Member Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Committee Member Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Citizen Member Kane Kunjeski,
Aye.
Citizen Member Thomas Gripe,
Aye.
Committee Vice Chair White, Committee Chair Warner,
Aye.
all ayes.
So at this time, I would entertain a motion on 2543.
I'd like to make a motion that Bill 2543, if I'm looking at it correctly, be sent to committee of whole with favorable recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for a favorable recommendation on 2543. Clerk Toronto, can you please do a roll call on that?
Committee Member Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Committee Member Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Citizen Member Kane Kunjeski,
Aye.
Citizen Member Thomas Gripe,
Aye.
Committee Vice Chair White,
Aye.
Committee Chair Warner,
Aye.
all ayes.
Thank you. Both bills will go forward to 7 PM with favorable recommendation.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you tonight.
We'll see you
Thank
after
you.
a bit. Thank you, sir. And then with that, we'll move on to Bill number 2545, a designating resolution for tax abatement for Michigan Motorsports. So every tax abatement requires, I go through this every time, I'm going to do it again. Every tax abatement requires two separate bills passed at two separate meetings, a designating resolution and a confirming resolution. So tonight is the first of those two bills, which would be a designating resolution. Welcome, Mr. Molnar.
Thank you, Councilmember Warner. That was a wonderful explanation, better than I could do myself. Joe Molnar, Assistant Director of Growth and Opportunity with offices on the 5th floor of the new City Hall. Before you, Bill number 2545 is a declaratory resolution like was just spoken about. This would be for a warehouse development tax abatement at 3315 William Richardson Court. William Richardson Court is on the far northwest side of South Bend in the first council member district. As you see here with the arrow, that is where the property is located. Right down here in this general area at Portage and Cleveland is where the Meyer and Aldi shopping area is. So if that helps kind of plan where this is in the city itself. And on the right here is a zoom in of the site. It's approximately 7 acres, already zoned industrial in an existing industrial and commercial park. And to my knowledge, I believe it's the last vacant parcel in that park. As I said, it's approximately 7 acres and zoned for industrial, which allows for the warehousing and distribution that the proposed project would demonstrate. Just to give a background then, so bill number 2545 is a warehouse development real property tax abatement for 7 years for a business named Michigan Motorsports LLC. They're currently located out of Niles, Michigan, and they're a performance auto parts supplier, and Dan and Easter from Michigan Motorsports can give a much better explanation on what they do than I can. But like I said, they're currently based out of Niles in an approximately 7,500 square foot facility. And they've been growing very quickly over the past few years and have been looking for a new space, which is what this project would be about, moving their operations completely from Niles into South Bend. Michigan Motorsports has an active purchase agreement with the Redevelopment Commission, who are the current owners of the land. So they'd be purchasing the property for the sum of $50,000 to construct a 50,000 square foot office, warehouse, distribution center, and showroom. The total investment on the project is over $4.5 million, as well as once the project is fully built out, the new employees anticipated to be 29 new full-time employees at this location with an estimated annual payroll of just over $2.1 million. Some background on what the tax abatement would actually provide. So currently the estimated property taxes are about $2,500 for this property, though it's owned by the Redevelopment Commission of South Bend, so it is tax exempt. So that number is actually zero. But if it was in private hands, for example, it'd be that $2,500 number. After the full investment, it's estimated that the property would owe approximately a little over $83,000 in property taxes. So during the 7-year abatement period, the total estimated taxes due would be approximately $581,992. If the council would approve the tax abatement, that would abate about $317,000, and remaining $264,000 would be paid by the new property owner. Over a 10-year period, and this includes the abatement, that would mean approximately $488,000 of property taxes paid over the next 10 years, compared to just $25,000 if the property remained vacant and if it was in private hands, which it's not. So even with the abatement, you're looking at almost $500,000 in property taxes over the next 10 years. And if you put that timeline out to 20 years, you'd be looking at almost $1.3 million in property taxes. The image on the left shows you the general layout. This I know is a working site plan, but kind of a general layout, what they'd be looking for. So this in gray is the 50,000 square foot building proposed. And then they also even have plans, if everything goes well, for a phase 2 here in white, which I think would be another 30,000 square foot to add on to their facility. But I'll stop there and I'll invite Dan and Easter up from Michigan Motorsports so they can tell you a little bit about their company.
Good evening and welcome. I just need your name and address to start, and then
Sure.
anything you'd like to add.
Sure. Good evening. Easter Baber, Michigan Motorsports, 255 Bell in Niles, Michigan.
Dan Baber, Michigan Motorsports, 255 Bell Road, Niles, Michigan. So we would like to thank everybody here tonight and giving us the opportunity to relocate our business from Michigan to South Bend. We're very excited about the opportunity that we have. The South Bend area is going to give us the platform in order to expand to the level that we want to. We're currently a small business that has grown substantially over the years. So we're looking at building a between a 40 and 50,000 square foot building. We're in talks with Majority Builders, primarily because Majority has built some of the nicest buildings in the area that we have been able to see. And it's very important for us to build a complex for our employees that makes them kind of proud to go to. So we actually had a meeting with them last Friday. We're building out, the whole complex, which is going to have kind of state-of-the-art break rooms for the employees. Is something that we've taken a lot of pride in over the years. Even our current location has some nice amenity for the employees. And so that's something that's important for us. And we're pretty far along in the planning stages, and this location we're very excited about. So as we continue to expand.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Molnar, can you remind me, I know this was discussed at RDC, how long the property's been vacant, how long RDC has held it?
Yeah, to our knowledge, the property has never had a building constructed on it. It's been vacant. It might have been farmland at one point, but once it was this new industrial park, which I believe dates to the 70s, 80s, was built out and parceled out. It's been vacant since then. The city's held it for, I believe, over 2 decades to my memory on it. The RDC has held it for about 5 years and has tried to market it and had not really had any significant interest. So we were very excited when Dan and Easter came to us and said, hey, we're looking to relocate in South Bend. Is there any property do you think that would work? And this kind of fit their bill. It is kind of a challenging site to develop just because while perfect size for them, that's 7 acres. We're finding in the industrial space today that really companies and developers are coming to the city looking for 20, 30, 40 acre sites, which, those are few and far between, especially already in the city limits with utilities. So this is on the smaller end of that industrial site dating to, a previous older industrial park nature, but it's the perfect site for them. So that's really a great, it ended up being a very good positive because we've marketed this to other interested industrial parties who have just said, oh, it's too small. So it's really great that we've gotten a more local company that is able to expand into its size.
Great, thank you. Committee members, any questions from our Community Investment Committee, Councilmember Bolden Simpson?
Thank you. I saw that you're going to have a showroom. Did you, this is for the public to come and purchase or items and?
Yeah, so our business is mainly web-based. So we ship all over the United States, and now we actually have some international customers that we ship to. But we also have a large local population that likes to come in. And so we're building actually a very, for us, very large showroom in order to give a good presence to our operations and for all the customers that do come in that are locally. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it to South Bend, Indiana.
Any other committee members? Any council members? Councilmember Thomas Morgan.
Could you just say a little bit more about your company and what you make?
Yeah, we are a performance automotive company specializing in retail automotive parts. Probably the best example would be if somebody has an older, like a 68 Camaro and wants to modernize it, that it would turn to us. We offer engine platforms that are more fuel injected, like modern engines, like that might come in a brand new Corvette. A lot of customers are taking these new engines and retroactive into an older car or an older truck. And we provide all the parts and accessories and modifications necessary to put modern engines in older vehicles. So
Thanks so much.
you're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Councilmember Lee.
Yes, I would like to say thank you on behalf of the First District. I'll be your council person. How diverse is your workforce?
Well, so currently being in Niles, we are really active in the Niles community. So we're a small business. Currently, we have 12 employees, 3 part-time. So our workforce, we have age much older. We have like 72 to age like high school kids. So a very broad range. We both have men and women in our workforce. We are looking forward to expanding into South Bend though, to be able to just draw more diverse population from the city of South Bend.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
investment. We're excited.
Thank you.
At this time, then we'll go to the public hearing. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak on Bill 2545, either in favor of the bill or against the bill? Anyone either in person or online at this time?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online that wishes to speak in favor or in opposition of the bill.
Thank you. We'll close the public hearing, return it back to the committee members. Any other questions, comments? Okay, can I have a motion then on Bill 2545?
Make a motion that Bill 2545. Now, last time I said I sent it to, did I send it to the right place? Okay, to the full council with a favorable recommendation. Okay.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second for a favorable recommendation. Clerk Torado, can you please do a roll call vote on our motion?
Committee Member Good Rogers,
Aye.
Committee Member Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Citizen Member Kane Kunjeski,
Aye.
Citizen Member Thomas Gray,
Aye.
Committee Vice Chair White,
Aye.
Committee Chair Warner,
Aye.
all ayes.
Thank you. Bill 2545 will go to 7 p.m. with a favorable recommendation to the whole council. I would remind our citizen members, Mr. Palmer, correct me, we can't do 2 meetings online, correct?
You can do 2 meetings.
You
The
can
third
do-
meeting has to
You
be
can do
approved.
2 meetings online, and then the third, you have to be back in person. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. So that's a reminder for our folks online. And with that, we will adjourn this meeting of the Community Investment Committee. Thank you.
The Zoning and Annexation Committee will begin now. I would like for Clerk Torado to please call the roll.
Committee Member White,
Present.
Committee Member Warner, Citizen Member Henry Davis Jr.,
Present.
Citizen Member Stacy Odom. See that
Present.
present. Committee Vice Chair Thomas Morgan,
Present.
Committee Chair Dr. Davis,
Present.
all present.
Thank you. We are now here, Bill 4725, special exception and amending the zoning orders for property located on 431 Dundee Street.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Brian Killen, zoning administrator, 5th floor of the new City Hall. So I'm here to talk about, to present bill number 47-25. It's a rezoning for 431 Dundee Street to change the zoning from urban neighborhood 1 to urban neighborhood 2 with the intention of converting an existing duplex or vacant 2-unit dwelling into a multi-unit, multifamily or unit dwelling, specifically 4 units. A special exception was also being requested because the structure would be adding 1 to 2 more units. So it required a special exception. The petition was heard by the Plan Commission October 20th, 25, and was sent to the Common Council with a favorable recommendation. The structure was used primarily as a church for many years before becoming a duplex, according to tax records. However, there's been no significant change to the frontage since that time. So you can see the current exterior from Dundee Street here. As a condition of receiving this exception, the petitioner would also be required to bring the structure up to current zoning code. So in order to do that, the petitioner did meet with staff a couple of times and received renderings, and we've also received a couple images kind of highlighting the intent here to bring more of a residential character back to the structure that had been long underutilized or vacant for some time. You can see the picture on the right. Those windows have already been installed there on the right to make the units more livable. And with the approval of the rezoning, the petition will also undertake the adding of the frontage, so a porch or stoop, as pictured in the left rendering. So with these changes, as well as the landscaping and the hard surfacing required to provide alley parking or alley access to the back parking, we believe the project now aligns with Objective 4H of the city's comprehensive plan, as well as Objectives H1 and H2. These ensure that there's a supply of housing and rental housing that meets the needs and preferences and financial capabilities of households throughout the city, as well as maintaining the city's housing stock that's in good condition and encouraging, like in this case, to rehabilitate an older vacant property. Therefore, based on the information made prior to the public hearing, the staff recommends the committee send the rezoning and special exception to Common Council with a favorable recommendation.
Thank you. You have a presenter? Please come forward, state your name and address, and share a little bit more about your project.
My name's Stephen Breziak, 821 North St. Louis Boulevard, South Bend.
Thank you.
Basically, when I had purchased this property, it was already pretty much kind of split off how it is right now. And it was just pretty unique structure. And with all the room on the lower level, to me, it made more sense to try to, just add another 2 units. So it's just pretty much, I just planned on remodeling and adding another 2 units up top and then 2 units on the bottom.
Okay. Questions? Any questions for our presenter or presentation? Any one of them? Go for it.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you so much for tackling this challenging project. My question is really for the staff and clarification. So it was in the redevelopment commission meeting or thereafter that you came to agreement with the owner on the additional design renderings. And so we're all on the same page that the project now will meet standard design requirements.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
And it is, interesting to note that it's a rather large, for this type of neighborhood, it's a rather large structure. It's about 5,000 square feet, which would make it appropriate for even moderately sized, 1-bedroom apartment. So just to keep that in mind, the average house in the area, that most homes in the neighborhood would be 1,000 to 2,000 square feet. So.
Okay, are there any other questions coming? Go ahead, Council.
Yeah, I'm not on the committee.
Go ahead. Oh, well, go ahead.
So it'll be used for an apartment complex or a duplex or
Correct.
duplex?
No, fourplex.
Fourplex.
So right now, it's, like I said, it's a very large structure. I want to say, with the top level on each side, the left side is, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 kitchen, utility closet, living room, dining room. So it's a little over 1,000 square feet on that side, and actually larger with an extra bedroom on the other side. So they're pretty large.
Wow. Right. Miss Councilwoman Nagowski.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you for your patience and working to get everything through here, Mr. Borziak.
Yeah, Breeziac.
Breeziak, okay, I wasn't sure which way to pronounce, sorry. But I know you've built other structures in the community, so this isn't like your first structure that you have remodeled or rehab. You're from the West End, you're a West Sider. And I just want to let everyone know, you did meet with some of the neighbors where we had conversations about this property. So could you just speak a little bit about that, and that you've confirmed that these renderings were submitted for some of the neighbors?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I actually grew up on the west side. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I grew up on the west side and attended Lafayette, Navarre, and Washington. And I build houses. I rehab homes. I've done a lot of properties that were actually supposed to be condemned by the city of Mishawaka and South Bend, and brought them back and came out real nice when I resold them. Yes, I did meet with some people that had some concerns from the neighborhood, and they were more concerned with, I guess, what it would look like, and also if the property would be maintained. It would be maintained by my property management company, B@B Premier Holdings. And like I said, I would be the rehabber. So I've done many homes, and so this isn't my first project or my first home.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
What about parking? Are you gonna have parking on the side of the unit, or if you have a fourplex, is everyone expected to park in front?
No, if you look at the drawing to the right, well, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a concrete pad that'll be coming from the alley where people can park. And then also there'd be some street parking also. So you would have 6 to 8 cars, you'd be able to park on that side coming off the alley. And then also there's some street parking too.
Thank
Because there's actually a large lot on the other side. So it's a pretty big property.
Any others? Not, we'll now open it up for public. Thank you. We'll have our public portion. Anybody would like to speak in favor, online or in person, please share your thoughts.
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
Thank you. Anybody who would like to speak in opposition, online or in person, please share your thoughts.
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition of the bill.
Thank you. We will close the public portion and we'll go back to our committee for any comments or for a motion.
Motion to send 4725 forward with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Okay. Clerk Toronto, will you please take a roll?
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner, Citizen Member Henry Davis Jr.,
Aye.
Citizen Member Stacy Odom,
Aye.
Committee Vice Chair Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
Committee Chair Dr. Davis. All ayes.
Now, we'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock. We will now move forward to bill number 6925. Amending the zoning ordinance for property located at 1011 Howard Street.
This bill is actually being tabled until after the next plan commission in November.
Thank you. Do we need a vote on tabling it? Okay. All in favor of tabling to what date?
November the 24th.
The number, November the 24th. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Oh, we have online. Please take a roll.
Committee Member White,
Aye.
Committee Member Warner, Citizen Member Henry Davis Jr.,
Aye.
Citizen Member Stacy Odom.
Aye.
Committee Vice Chair Thomas Morgan.
Aye.
Committee Chair Dr. Davis.
Aye.
All ayes.
Thank you. Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Dr. Davis?
Yes, well, we're adjourned. Yeah.
Yeah, you did that pretty fast. I wanted to bring something to the council's attention. Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, there is a hole in the viaduct,
Oh, yeah. I forgot to
Western,
tell you.
Western and the Walnut.
Mhm.
Somebody needs to check on that. There's a ton of water that spills. I've emailed second Fielder Rogers about it, haven't received a response, and also Mr. Eric Horvath. But that hole is getting bigger. The puddle is widening. And so if there's a hole in the viaduct, that means there's a hole somewhere in some steel. That's an infrastructure problem. That's a heavy problem. Needs to be looked at.
Thank you.
FYI.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll follow up on that. Get a report back to you. All right, well, we're done.
All right. All right, so the informal meeting, we'll have invocation at 7 o'clock from Father Felipe Campos from St. Adelbert Parish. Have the pledge, roll call, report from the subcommittee on minutes for the October 13th meeting. There's no special business. There's no report from city offices. We'll go to the committee of the whole. Then we'll go to our third readings. Have 3 resolutions, and we have 4 first readings, unfinished business, new business, privilege of the floor, and adjournment. See everybody at 7 o'clock. Thank you. And this is the last meeting that we will be having here in these chambers. Our next meetings will be at the new chambers at the new city hall. And I'll have that address and everything in front of you for tonight. Thank you very much.